Cornwall has, for a long time, been known as a cultural and artistic centre of bohemian activity, with Falmouth being recognised as particularly important due to its School of Art, which has existed since the beginning of last century. Now, with the expansion of its arts, music and writing departments, Falmouth University is drawing more creative minds than ever from across the country into the town's cultural melting pot. Poets and musicians regularly congregate in venues like here at Troubadour Studios to perform and share their ideas and inspirations. Poets like Zachary from Yorkshire and Jay Knight from Plymouth.
I've got that end of the world feeling, I can feel it reel me in. Oh, let's revel in the blood of all the stunning seraphim. Make each other scream for all the right reasons. There's that end of the world feeling, and I'm so stoked to be alive. There's that sweet apathy we dream of, and I'm all psyched out of my mind. We've grown, men and women stood distorted like boxes beat, like trees trapped in autumn. All the leaves sat like beggars' hats in the street, whose hands are constantly cupped to catch crumbs that were cloud-bound but fell from bread and birds' beaks.
I think Falmouth's a great little nurturing place for any sort of creative talent. It's a good place to showcase your talent. It's a good stepping stone for getting out there more. There are a lot of talented people out here.
My footsteps are thunderclaps inside the blank geometry. They reverberate as I stroll about, echoing a sombre soliloquy, diminishing down darkened corridors and deafened doorways, building upon building, street upon street, a city of grey empty shoeboxes occupied by shadows who drift on shoeless feet, floating just off the ground, who don't pass by each other but instead pass through. When they can no longer pass at all, they simply cease, fall to their knees and let the others flock in silence to feed. Who have no mouth, no ears and no eyes, and have severed all corporeal ties, who lurk in stone-built halls and the cathedrals that tear the sky, converging in submerged stations and sitting in silent faceless cinemas, watching black and white projections void of all but the bleakest emotions, who meander down...
Everyone just seems more up for it, more willing to accept that kind of thing. You couldn't really get away with having a poetry night in Plymouth because it was just full on deaf ears. Like nobody would really be that interested in comparison. It seems that people are a lot more willing to hear that stuff and appreciate it.
Where the moon burns a brightly curved scimitar onto the dark canvas above, cutting those who reach out too far, grasping for that celestial love. The television roars white noise in my darkened room. Cheers.
Yeah, for me, the big thing about Falmouth, in contrast to where I'm from, Richmond, North Yorkshire, is just being taken seriously. Here it is understood as a serious, almost like life activity to undertake poetry, to listen to it, to write it. It actually means something. As in Richmond, it's almost just a laughable, like archaic form. What's cool about here too, I think there's people come here still with the view of like poetry is dead, it's boring, and then it's nice to hear people come to events and then have them be like, say, oh, you know, I hate poetry. I think it's terrible, it's old and boring, but like after that I really enjoyed it. I can see that it's still got life in it.